The Galactic Concord had always believed that peace was something enforced, not negotiated. For millennia, its dominion spanned the Orion Arm like a web of logic and control, where diplomacy existed not as a choice, but as an obligation to order. Earth was, for the longest time, a curiosity, loud, volatile, reckless in its use of technology and emotions. Yet as humanity's reach extended, so did their reputation, not for their strength, which was modest, nor their wisdom, which many questioned, but for their unpredictability. The conquered watched warily, yet with confidence in their superiority, unaware that their very foundations would soon be shaken by the careful planning of one exceptional human, Ambassador Lynn Hale. Lynn Hale was not born to power, but was, instead, crafted by circumstance and refined through relentless determination. The daughter of diplomats killed in Earth's early colonial skirmishes, she was raised amidst the turbulence of interplanetary politics. Hale's education spanned not just language and diplomacy, but the deepest layers of psychological and emotional manipulation. Her ability to empathize profoundly with others, alien or human, was her strongest weapon, sharpened by Earth's cutting-edge neurosemiotics programs. Hale understood early on that to shift the balance of power in humanity's favor, she did not need armies or fleets. She needed ideas, influence, and most importantly, understanding. When Hale first proposed the Treaty of Equivalence to the Concord, it seemed deceptively simple. It was structured to appear fair, a diplomatic olive branch offering cultural exchange, mutual understanding, and peaceful coexistence. Beneath this apparent simplicity, however, lay sophisticated psychological and socio-cultural tactics. The treaty's wording was crafted meticulously, each clause designed to gently erode Concord authority, seeding ideological change and opening doorways for human cultural dominance. Every clause carried multiple interpretations, precisely engineered to invoke curiosity, sympathy, and eventually loyalty to human ideals. Initial reactions from the Concord Council members were dismissive. They underestimated Hale's intentions, believing humanity simply desired recognition and acceptance in galactic society. Yet within months, Concord members started demonstrating subtle shifts in behavior, unconsciously adopting human gestures, quoting Earth philosophy, and displaying unprecedented emotional openness during diplomatic sessions. Hale's methods had begun to rewrite their internal narratives, compelling them towards humanity's vision of freedom and individuality. Across Concord territories, Earth's cultural exports, philosophy, literature, art, cinema, and music spread like wildfire, subtly reshaping alien values and beliefs. Media crafted under Hale's guidance portrayed Earth as a beacon of individuality, freedom, and passion, ideals sorely lacking within the ordered existence of the Concord societies. This soft influence quickly gave rise to internal movements, demanding cultural and political reforms aligned with human ideals, severely disrupting traditional Concord hierarchies. As unrest grew, diplomatic summits became increasingly charged with emotion. Hale's careful orchestration saw alien leaders gradually divided, some fiercely defending old ways, others passionately advocating for change. Within 2 years, what began as simple advocacy evolved into mass movements, rebellions, and governmental fractures. The Concord's meticulously maintained peace started to unravel, not through military conquest, but through ideological awakening and internal revolutions. Inspired by Earth's ideals, Lynn Hale did not celebrate publicly or declare victory. She continued her quiet, relentless advocacy, guiding from behind the scenes. Her humility masked ruthless efficiency. Every rebellion, every ideological victory was precisely monitored and subtly directed. She became an enigma within the galaxy, an almost mythic figure whose mere presence suggested power without the need for explicit displays of force. Eventually, the Conquered could no longer ignore the tidal wave of change. Key members withdrew, declaring independence or forging new alliances directly influenced by humanity's ideological blueprint. Without direct confrontation, the seemingly unstoppable concord had fractured. Earth's strategy, under Hale's guidance, had achieved what warfare never could: systemic change from within. In the aftermath, Lynn Hale returned to Earth, revered, yet unchanged by her newfound status as a legendary diplomat. She rejected accolades and refused political power. Instead, Hale founded the Terran Center for Intergalactic Dialogue, a diplomatic academy aimed at teaching humanity's methods of ideological and cultural engagement to ambassadors from across the galaxy. Through education, Hale ensured that humanity's subtle yet powerful diplomatic approach would continue reshaping civilizations for generations. As decades passed, the former territories of the Concord flourished independently, yet interconnected, guided by human-inspired principles of individual freedom, artistic expression, and cultural diversity. Hale herself became a symbol of peaceful revolution, a testament to the power of understanding and empathy. Her legacy was not one of conquest or control, but rather one of inspiration, unity, and shared growth. Centuries later, historians across multiple worlds studied Hale's methods, marveling at how effectively humanity's ideals had transformed an entire galaxy. Ambassador Lynn Hale had proven that true power did not come from dominance or force, but from the capacity to deeply understand others, to inspire change gently yet irresistibly. She had reshaped the destiny of countless civilizations simply by reminding them of their most profound and forgotten desire: the freedom to choose, feel, and dream. In quiet corners of the galaxy, her story was told and retold, each telling, reinforcing the profound lesson of her life: that empathy, wisdom, and patient influence were mightier than the most advanced weapons or vast armies. Ambassador Hale's story became legend, etched permanently into the fabric of galactic history, a gentle reminder to all future generations that sometimes the most significant changes begin quietly, with a single treaty and a diplomat brave, enough to dream of a galaxy united not by order, but by understanding.